We're back.
Yes, we are here. We're here. We're here. I'm Queen.
And I'm fabulous.
And today we have a hot topic to talk about. And I'm going to let Fabulous talk about it first, and then I'm going to chime in afterwards.
So today we're going to talk about abuse within family.
Mm-hmm.
When you have relatives that think because they're your relative, your parent, it could be your siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and they think because they're related to you that they can say and do anything to you. And
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be okay because you're family. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk about some boundaries that need to
Mm-hmm.
be set to protect
Absolutely.
yourself, protect your heart from your
Absolutely.
own family.
Exactly. I've heard so many stories concerning this. A matter of fact, we're going through a situation right now concerning a family member that really is causing a division amongst the family.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting on the side of truth. And now that this has happened, we have to definitely put boundaries
Right.
because even though we're so-called blood, that doesn't mean that we're really family.
Right. Right.
And people think because you blood that you're automatically family, and that's just not the case
No.
because there's some strangers that will treat you better than your own brother, your own sister, your own mother, father, like Fabulous said, cousin. It
Yeah.
don't matter
Don't matter.
because this spirit has entered into the family dynamics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have to put up
You
boundaries.
have
It
to.
doesn't mean that you don't still love them, but you can't love them enough to allow them into your space.
Right. That's it.
And that's the whole key
I
about
like
this.
that.
This is boundaries. This is what boundaries
Yes,
is.
I
So
like that a lot. I mean,
fabulous.
you have to be able to protect your space and your peace.
And
It
your
doesn't mean
peace.
you should open up yourself to take these kind of
No,
hits
no.
because it's family. It's okay to no. No, we can't come together until you get it
Exactly.
together.
Exactly.
Because people
Exactly.
are toxic and they'll
Exactly.
like project that on you and they,
Exactly.
well, we're family.
Exactly.
Families shouldn't treat each other like that.
Exactly. Exactly. And family, when we consider ourselves a family, loyalty plays a big key.
Mm,
Trustworthy plays a big key. Loving, and all of that, that plays a big part in being a family.
right, right,
You grew up together.
right,
You was brothers, you was sisters, you were daughters and mothers and fathers and sons.
right,
There was some cousins that was absolutely your sister
right,
or your
right,
brother.
right.
You grew
Yep.
up just that close,
Mhm.
and then when we start growing up, we kind of start growing apart,
Right,
but that doesn't mean that you start growing apart to the point where now I'm no longer your blood, I'm a stranger.
right. And that's how they
And
treat
you're
you.
hurting me now.
Yeah, you treating me like I'm a
Like
stranger.
I'm a
You
stranger,
know?
and it shouldn't be this way. So when we talk about the family dynamics, it's not um what is the Cleavers? Remember
Right.
the Cleavers that was so perfect back in the day? I used
Yes.
to love that show. Leave It to Beaver. I used to love that show, because they were such a perfect family.
Just seem all loving and
Just
happy
everything
and
was right in that
yeah,
family.
but that ain't realistic.
It's not realistic
No.
at all. And we
Mm-mm.
are living these things on today.
Right.
But we have to once again take it back to the beginning because Adam had some sons that were very jealous of each other and they came against each other. Well, one came against the other really, and it caused fatality. And I'm not talking about just, in the relationship. It really caused a fatality
Right.
where he killed his brother,
Right.
and it can easily boil over to that.
It does,
And
and it's
that's what we
happening.
every
Are
day.
you kidding me? It's like
Every
it's in the news.
day.
You see brothers that's killing
Absolutely.
his sisters, and it's
Absolutely.
families killing each other, and it's just
Exactly.
like why are you, how, not why,
Exactly.
how can you be so angry to
Exactly.
take out your loved one?
Exactly.
Somebody, like you
Exactly.
said, you grew up with.
Exactly.
It's memories, it's intimate
Exactly.
moments.
Exactly.
Some siblings take baths when they were younger. And it's
Exactly.
like,
That it
how?
was that connected. It was that connection
Right.
that we had with our siblings or our family member or whatever that, like you said, fabulous memories.
Yes.
And so when they come at you from the left, you trying to figure out, well, what happened?
Yes. What did I
Where did this
do?
come from? Who
Right.
is this person?
Right.
Because I don't know him.
Right. Right.
I
Just
don't know
switch.
him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I heard a statement, and I shared it with Fabulous earlier concerning loyalty, because when you talk about family, you talk about loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, trustworthy, being trustworthy. I can trust, I should be able to trust my sister, or I should be able to trust my brother, or trust my mother or father, or whoever it could, might be. If you have that relationship, you should be able to trust them,
Mm-hmm.
and you become loyal to them.
Right.
But loyalty is a choice.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
It's one-sided. It's a choice. You might be loyal to them, but they're not required to be loyal to you.
Right.
So you're
Right.
taking a chance.
Right.
So whatever comes out of that, you have to be willing to accept that.
Right.
You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Because they're not going to treat you like you treat them,
Right.
because they're not you.
They're not you. Just because I move a certain way don't mean my brother is
There you
required
go.
to have the same
Never
personality.
that.
And that's where we make the mistake that you assume everyone will have your personality. You could be loving
Exactly.
and giving, and doesn't mean your sister is loving and giving,
Exactly.
or your mother is loving and giving.
Exactly.
So we got to stop requiring
Exactly.
things like that from people.
Or looking for people, to be like we are.
Right.
Hi,
Right.
Joseph.
Hi, Joseph. We
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Right.
So we have to really look at it. You're you.
Right.
I'm me.
That's it.
I make decisions on how I'm gonna move.
Right.
And you may not move the same way.
Right.
You understand what I mean? So what do we do in a situation where a family member comes against us? What do we do?
Love them from a distance.
We
It's
have
okay.
to love them, and boundaries. Now
Right.
we gotta
Set those
gotta
boundaries.
set those boundaries.
Set those
Because
boundaries.
things will never be the same.
No, no, and
They're not gonna be
you
the
know you
same.
shouldn't have to sit back and take
Exactly.
that verbal abuse or that.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it doesn't get to
Exactly.
physical, but it does.
Exactly.
Physical abuse from someone who's dealing with their own issues. 9 times out of 10, you probably really didn't do anything.
Exactly.
But just because they're a relative, don't mean it's okay for you to be a punching bag.
Exactly.
It's not right.
And you got to remove yourself from the equation
Mm-hmm.
as if you were in a husband-wife abuse or whatever the case. You have to remove yourself from the atmosphere of chaos.
Yes,
You got to protect your
you
peace.
have to.
You
You
got
have
to
to.
protect your peace.
You really do.
Because if not, then you're going to be in war
Yeah.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some people that don't enjoy peace. They
No.
enjoy war. They like chaos.
They really
like
do.
confusion.
They live in it.
Oh, they love it. They love it. And when you bring peace, you know what? It's foreign to them. They don't even recognize it, man.
They're not comfortable around you. Like, what are you smiling
What are
so
you?
much
Why
for?
are you so happy?
Because I'm happy.
That's right. Why? But why? But why? You're supposed to be like me.
right. And
Are
that's
you
that's
kidding
the
me?
problem. That's it. That's what it is.
So when we start bringing a whole different, attitude to the situation now, like I said, we're foreign to them. We from a whole different world. They don't even get it.
no, no.
You know what I mean? And this is sad because we should always love our family. We should always have love for the family.
Right.
Let me say it like that. We should always
Yes.
have love for the family. But the family isn't always required to have love for you. And that's where it just ends.
And it sounds cold, but it's, true.
cold. It's really
true.
but it's the truth.
Yeah, it really is.
And we sit around and we try to figure things out and try to, figure out why this is happening, and it's happening because that's the choice that they made.
That's it. That's where
I
that's
mean,
who they
it's
choose
our
to be.
choices.
Right.
I choose to be the better person.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Absolutely.
If I'm loyal to you, you have all of me.
Right.
You
Right.
understand? You
Right.
have me.
Right. Right.
Now, do I require that from you? I would love for it to be that way,
Right.
but it's not a requirement
No.
because you have to make your own decision.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
You understand? I
That's
mean, this
that's
is
true.
deep right here. This
That's
is
true.
this is
It
reality.
is so true, and that's what it is. I think people don't want to accept reality because it sounds so cold. But
Right.
like I choose to be happy. I choose not to
Absolutely.
walk around angry and miserable.
Absolutely.
I understand life is too short. We
Absolutely.
may not be here
And we
tomorrow.
not we not
I ain't trying to
we
go
may
out
not.
angry and bitter.
There you go.
You
We
know?
may not. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen twins, identical twins,
Mm,
be against each other. They got the same face,
that's deep.
and they're against each other. One
No,
is the good twin, and the other one is the bad
no,
twin.
that's deep. How do you look into your own
Into
face?
your own
The
face,
same face.
the same face.
You're looking at
You're
yourself,
looking at yourself. Yep.
and they're against each
And they're
other.
against each other.
Now
They
that's
can't. They hate
wow.
each other. You know, and it's happening in all forms, shapes, and in situations. It's what it is in life.
Hmm.
You know, so we have to be ready for what life throws us.
That's
We have
it.
to be ready.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean? And we have to pick and choose who we want into our lives,
Yeah.
who we let into our world.
Right.
We are the reason why the doors are open.
That's
It's
it.
us.
Because
You
we
know what I
can't
mean?
let go of
We
the fact
can't let
that, you
we
know what, it's
can't.
my family.
It's my
So
family.
I have
Yeah.
to just put up with
Yeah.
it.
But we
And
don't.
you don't.
You really don't. You
Mm-mm.
really don't. And like Fabulous said, you know, you love them from a distance.
Right.
You know what I mean? When they come around, be cordial,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to break bread with them.
No. No.
You understand? You don't have to do
Mm-mm.
that. You
Mm-mm.
like I said, we're in a situation right this minute. Right now, we're in a situation where we had to make some decisions, some very hard decisions,
Right.
you know, on how we're going to go forward and moving in this particular area.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't make us feel good, but we got to do what we got to do in order to what? To protect our peace.
That's it. That's
They
that's
got to
the
go.
key.
They got to go.
That's the key.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
They've got to go because they're not thinking like we're thinking.
Right.
They're not moving in the same direction.
Right.
They're all for chaos and confusion.
Blinded by anger.
Blinded, upset,
Yeah.
bitter, mad.
Right. Right.
When these things could have been resolved
Right.
in an hour
Right. And they still holding on to
for,
something.
for almost 4 years.
It's ridiculous. But you're supposed to suffer because you're related.
Absolutely not.
It's not right.
Absolutely
right.
not. And
It's
see,
not
that's
right.
when you learn to do better,
Yeah.
you do better.
That's it. That's it.
And we're learning to do better, so we're doing better.
That's it. That's it.
We're cutting them loose.
Yeah.
You know, they will always be family because that's just the cloth that they were cut from.
Right.
But we don't have to break bread.
No. No, you don't
We
gotta
don't.
put up with it.
We don't have to put
I
up
don't
with
gotta
this.
put up with it out
No,
there.
y'all
Don't.
shouldn't put up with it
No.
either.
No.
You know, not
No.
unless you want your life to be full of bitterness and
Right.
and being, you know, all the time subject to arguments that, you know, for no reason.
Can't
You
even
know,
tell
you
you
can't
why.
even you can't even have a decent conversation without them getting mad.
Let
What
me
you
tell you
mad
something.
about?
Even in my family, which is so sad, it's my mother and her siblings.
Uh-huh.
I stopped going to a lot of and this is sad, to like, the Thanksgiving
Uh-huh.
gatherings, the Christmas gatherings, because
Uh-huh.
my mother and her siblings cannot, you could literally sit there and count.
Mm.
This is a running joke. I sit there and count.
Mhm.
They can't be around each other for more than like 15 minutes
Mhm.
without somebody arguing with somebody. If it's not this one and this one, is that one, or these two piling up on this one. And I used to sit back and look at my grandmother's face because those are her kids, right? And she would be so sad. And it's like,
Uh-huh.
what are y'all doing? Like,
Right.
y'all really can't be around
Can't
each
be
other.
around each
So
other.
I don't even subject
And they
myself to
they
it.
wasn't raised like that.
No, she's quiet.
See,
like
they
my
wasn't
grandmother
raised-
is so quiet and meek and
So you wonder
laid back.
where did it come from?
I don't know. They just
You
don't
don't
like
even
each
just
other.
don't like each
They
other.
don't like each other.
You know.
And these are blood sisters.
See?
Same womb, same
See?
parents. They do
See?
not like. They just don't get along.
And you know what?
They don't do
Fabulous. That's really a sad story
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, family is supposed to be all you have.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
You know what I
right?
mean? That's all we got is family. What
Mhm.
else? What else do we
It's like you
have?
gotta make your own
You're
family.
gonna have now exactly now you make up a family. First of all, you make up a family. Now let's talk about that one for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
People out here making up families because they don't want to be with their rightful family,
Right.
and the family that they trying to make up is a family that don't even want them.
Mm.
They don't even accept them.
No. No.
You know, it's like you being
No.
you absolutely the fly in the
You
buttermilk.
are the black
You're the
sheep.
black sheep. You're the sore thumb.
Yep.
Everything. You know, they tolerate you.
That's it. That right there.
You know, they might
Right.
tolerate you, but they don't accept you as
No.
being one of them.
No. 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 And there'll be unresolved issues that really you didn't even do it.
Right.
They may be jealous of the fact that you got more hugs.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was a kid too. It's not my fault.
Exactly.
It'll be like
Exactly.
something small like that where they just holding something against
It's
you that you didn't even cause.
you know, your misery enjoys company.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you this. You know, we're not gonna hold you guys long out there. But if you have something you would like to say, please put it in the comments so we
Absolutely.
can see you and have a conversation. Maybe it's something you can help us with. I don't
Right.
know.
Maybe a perspective, right?
Right,
Maybe you're looking at it from a different
right.
angle.
We'll look at it and we'll talk about it. And once again, Joseph, thank you for showing up.
Joseph.
Thank you. You know, but at the end of the day, we got to really make sure that we're taking care of ourselves,
That's it.
self-care.
That's it.
You know, and we can't allow all of these situations, these spirits to come in and reign in our brain, in our heads,
Right.
our heart.
Mhm.
We can't do it.
No.
It don't matter who it's coming from.
No, and they sleeping good.
And
you
they
up
sleeping good and you
stressed and
living
hurt.
you exactly crying and
Mhm.
can't eat and all this kind of foolishness. No, no, no. What we gonna do? We gonna cut them loose,
Yeah,
okay, and let them find themselves,
that's it.
like the prodigal son did.
Yeah, yeah.
If anybody know what the prodigal son story was, he had a beautiful home, good father, loved him, rich,
Yeah.
and he wanted to take all of his inheritance and go out here and explore the world, and he did that, spent everything. They took all his money, and he had to
Used them.
come back
Yeah.
to the hog pen
Yeah.
and eat the hog's food. Go read the story.
It's awesome. It's an awesome
And you
story.
know what? Until he came to himself.
Yeah.
And see, these people, either they gonna come to themselves or they gonna stay in the hog pen.
Right, that's it. I like that. I like that. Because he did. He came to
He
himself.
came to
realized
himself.
who he
Absolutely.
was.
Absolutely.
This
This ain't
ain't me. I don't
me.
come from this.
Exactly,
You know? And that's
exactly.
what people got to do. You got to wake
Exactly.
up.
And he went home.
Yes. Humbled himself.
Yes, he did. Went on home. His father put the biggest ring on his because he was happy to see his son.
Right, right.
And then guess what happened?
The other brother got jealous.
Got jealous. Ain't that something?
No win situation.
Ain't that something?
The other brother got jealous.
Got upset. And
Yeah.
see, people don't talk about that brother.
Yeah.
They talk about the prodigal son, but they don't get into that brother.
Right.
See, when you leave somewhere and you come back, you gotta remember that everybody ain't happy to see you.
That's it. That part. And it's family, y'all.
It's family. They
We
ain't
talking
they
about family.
That's right. They don't want you back.
Nope.
They don't want you home.
Nope.
They don't want you safe.
No.
You
just
understand
had
what
to
I'm
come
saying?
back and steal my
And
shine.
exactly. Because I had daddy all to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had all the maids and all the maid servants and all this richness. I had it to myself.
That's it.
I didn't have to share with nobody.
Right.
Now I gotta come. Now he back.
Now he's back.
Or she's back.
Wow.
And now I gotta share. I don't like that. I don't want to share. See what I'm saying? You know, and this is what we gotta realize. You know, we make choices in life.
Yep. Yes.
We pick and choose. I'm gonna listen. Let me talk about me. I
Right.
pick and choose who enters into my world and who stays out.
That's it.
I really do, because I got to protect my peace.
Right. And like for me, I do the same thing. And guess what? I don't feel guilty.
Not
about
at
it.
all. Not
I
at
used
all.
to feel bad.
No, I don't feel
But
bad.
I don't feel guilty
No,
about
I don't
it because
feel
I
guilty.
have
don't
to
feel
protect
bad.
my peace,
I
my
have
heart.
to. I have
Yes.
to. I
Yes.
got to protect my peace. And you know what? You got to protect your peace too.
Absolutely.
You know, so I
Absolutely.
know there's some people out there that might be going through some really hard times with your family and you don't know what to do. Only thing I can tell you to do, from my point of view, from my own experiences, you have to give it to God.
That's it.
You have to pray, you have to give it to God, and God will lead you, He will guide you, He will help you make the right decision.
That's it.
Because
That's
let me
it.
tell you, just because it's your brother or your sister, it don't
Mhm.
mean that they're supposed to be in your life.
That's it. That's it. It's true.
No, it
It's
really, that's
true.
the way it really,
Yeah, it's
it don't
true.
mean that they supposed to be your cut buddy and your best friend. No, because your brother could be your worst enemy.
And bring you right down.
Bring you all the way
Bring you
down.
right down.
All the way down. So
Mm.
we want you to be happy out there.
Right.
We living in a world now where the right is wrong, wrong is right,
Ugh.
and it's
Yes.
just a hot mess out here.
Like it's the
People,
upside down
yes
world, right?
indeed,
Yeah, it's
yes
true. It's true.
indeed.
It's true.
We gotta, we gotta make. Listen, you're not required to make me happy. I gotta make my own self happy.
That part.
You understand? So what we gotta do is we gotta find our happiness. We gotta find our niche. Is that niche?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, that's it.
We got to stop allowing people to dictate to us or deflect their misery on us. Stop
Family or
it.
not. Family or
Boundaries,
not.
guys, walls.
Yes. Use them. Use them. Yeah.
Okay, on that note, use them.
Use them.
All right, and we're going to close on that one because that's what listen, we can talk about this subject all day. All day, but we're going to give you a break. All
Right.
right. But thank you once again for showing up, Joseph. Thank whoever is watching. I'm
Right.
not sure. Thank you for coming, watching. We hope that we said something that would really help you. And once again, I say to you all the time, we are not professionals. We're not doctors. We're not therapists. We're not anything. This is just our life experience,
Right.
our own testimonies. And this is what we have done in order to get into a better place or get on a better, platform. And we let people go. People that don't want to be happy,
Mhm.
they just can't enter in.
No.
That's just bottom line.
Nope.
So you be happy.
Absolutely.
Stay happy.
Please do.
All right? And just remember, loyalty is one-sided.
Yep.
You choose to be loyal. Don't expect the other person to be loyal back to you because they're
Wow.
not you.
Mm,
You remember that. They're not you. And I love that. I
I-
love that.
Absolutely love it.
I love that.
Yes.
All right? So listen, until we meet again, fabulous.
Well, you heard it. That was. I can't even put no top on that. Stop requiring people to treat you the way you treat them. Just because you're a good, loving person doesn't mean the person receiving is the same way.
That's
So
it.
we set ourselves up to be hurt.
That's right.
Because we expect everyone to reciprocate what you give out there. But
Yep.
guess what? Protect yourself.
Please. And be happy.
Yes.
All right? Find happiness somewhere in this world of darkness. Be that light
Yes.
that's going to shine to help
Absolutely.
somebody, okay?
Mhm.
We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
Until we meet again, don't forget we'll be here next Monday at 12.
Yes.
Be with us. And I don't know what is our topic for next week.
Oh, we're going to have to come up with something.
Oh,
guys.
it's going to be something surprisingly good.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So listen, make sure you come back, okay?
Please
We
do.
talked about abuse in the family today, so we hope you got something out of it. All right?
Absolutely.
Listen, until we meet again, be safe. We love you. I am Queen.
And I'm fabulous.
And we are out.
Bye.
Bye.